If your job disappeared tomorrow, who would you be? I didn't realise how much my identity came from my work until I lost it. I want to talk about jobs and identity because for a long time I didn't just do my job. My job told me who I was. From around 2000 to 2009, I worked as a freelance photographer. It was a great job, interesting, varied, creative. I worked for magazines, for charities, for events. I travelled the country and even abroad and to Rome and to Paris. I met fascinating people. It was the best time. And there's something powerful about walking into a supermarket or a newsagent's and seeing a magazine on the shelf with your picture on the front cover. That becomes part of how you see yourself. And then came 2009, banking crisis. Advertising budgets dried up, magazines slowed down, charity events were cancelled, and suddenly the work just dried up. My first concern wasn't identity, it was stability, providing for my family. My wife and I both took temporary jobs at a large retailer over Christmas. And after Christmas, we were kept on. In many ways, it was great. A regular wage, paid holidays, something that I hadn't had for years. It gave us predictability, something the freelance life never gives you. But there was another side to it. I'd gone from being the photographer, someone people noticed when I went on an assignment. I was listened to and respected. The next thing, I'm stacking shelves in a supermarket. Now, let me be clear. These are good, honest jobs and they matter. But for me personally, at that time in my life, that shift was brutal. I didn't just change jobs, I became invisible. And that's when I realised something most of us never talk about. I noticed how differently I was treated by the public, by strangers, and that suddenly made me just realise how much of my identity had come from my work. I think this affects men particularly. Not exclusively and not always, but many men build their entire sense of self around what they do. Status, role, being useful, being someone. And when that disappears, so does the version of you that relied on it. Because once your job defines you, it also owns you. And that's a dangerous place to be, because if your identity is propped up by your job, then one day, through illness, redundancy, burnout, or age, it'll be taken away. Here's a strange thing. The solution wasn't finding a better job, it was being outside, working with my hands, being in the cold, being in nature, sitting around a fire. Out here, none of that stuff matters. Nature doesn't care what you used to do. It doesn't care about your status. It doesn't care what you're called. And that's the lesson. Strip everything back. Job, titles, labels, expectations. And what are we? We're creatures of nature, no different fundamentally to ants or rats or apes or the magnificent blue whale. Just another part of the living system. And when you work outside, when you're part of nature again, all those inflated ideas about who you're supposed to be quietly fall away. My dad used to say something simple: love yourself. And what he meant was this: be comfortable in your own skin. Jobs come and go, friends come and go, roles change, but you still have to live with yourself, and nature helps us remember that. It grounds us, it simplifies things, it shows us what actually matters. Don't get me wrong, confidence, self-belief and skills are important, but identity isn't the same as worth. Most people never ask this question because they're afraid of the answer. What are you underneath your job? For us, right here, right now, it's this place. It's the farm. For others, it might be a park, a garden, a walk, or sitting around a campfire. Nature is the teacher. You just have to spend time with it. If you want to hear more like this and how nature teaches us, please subscribe.